14th installation of Trinidad and Tobago's Bioblitz, an event set on finding and identifying as many species as possible within a designated area, saw the recording of over 1,000 species. This year, over 200 volunteers participated in the process, adding new species to the list of those existing in the Maracas biodiversity. Faith Cheruiyot tells us more in this week's Keeping It Green.
The rare observation of the golden tree frogs was one of the major highlights coming out of the 2025 Bioblitz. This environmental event brought together nature enthusiasts, scientists, and NGOs in a mission to identify and record species found in the unexplored area of Maracas. In its 14th installation, 419 plants and 48 fungi were among those identified from the overall 1,000 species. Marine biologist Dr. Diva Amon explained the significance of this event.
And I think in order for us to be able to do that, Bioblitz is so key because we need to know what's there, we need to understand it, and then we need to be able to value it and conserve it, right? And so really taking steps, and I think as a country, there's so much more we can do in the national park space, protected area space, and we're really just ripe for that action to happen.
The North Coast is one of the unexplored biodiversity areas. This exercise was essential as described by scientific coordinator of the Trinidad and Tobago Bioblitz, Dr. Amy Deacon. The data collected will therefore serve as a base for research and further studies.
There's so much biodiversity in this area, and I wanted to say that not only are we getting the community involved and raising awareness of that, the data, as a scientist, because I'm a zoologist at the University of the West Indies, Department of Life Sciences, that data is actually being published onto a global database. So everything we put on, we upload all of the lists, and those can then be useful data for scientists to do further studies, and policymakers in government can use those data.
One of the main challenges affecting biodiversity areas is hunting. Although laws exist to regulate safe hunting, enforcement remains an issue due to a shortage of game wardens, which hampers efforts to preserve these areas and protect their species.
What we really need is that officers, enforcement officers, like police officers and stuff, knowing exactly what type of species that we have in Trinidad. That way they would actually be able to know that if we see a bunch of birds in a box, we could tell what type of birds it is and if it's protected or not, and if it's illegal or not to have it here. So I actually believe that we need to start with lower than just the parks. We need to start with educating the enforcement officers that we have in Trinidad and Tobago.
Founder of the El Socorro Center for Wildlife Conservation, Ricardo Meade, is calling for deliberate efforts to preserve the environment.
An environmentalist is someone who cares about all the animals, all the life forms within the environment. So from trees, bees, birds, bugs, and humans. So I'm not going to tell you to give up your life, your house, your lovely space for an animal, but I have to find a way for you to coexist with that animal in peaceful harmony. So the animal will continue to exist and you will be able to continue to exist and provide for your family. So it's a tough choice, but we have taken that choice and taken that stance and will continue to fight to make sure that all life forms appreciate and can exist in this space that we call Trinidad and Tobago.
Bioblitz 2025 concluded with the discovery of several new species, adding to the rich natural beauty and biodiversity of Trinidad and Tobago. I am Faith Cheruiyot, keeping it green for TTT News.